Have you ever stopped to think that the dusty old handgun sitting in the back corner of your safe might actually be the best financial move you ever made? We are looking at a collector market right now that is absolutely on fire. We are seeing specific firearms that used to sit on pawn shop shelves in the $300 range, suddenly commanding prices north of $15,000. Some of these value spikes seem to happen overnight, and the firearm sitting at the #1 spot on this list is going to hit you like a freight train. So do me a favor, go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and drop a comment down below. Because if you are holding on to one of these so-called obsolete guns, you might just be sitting on a gold mine. Number 7. Colt Detective Special. We are starting off with a straight-up legend of the streets. Colt rolled out the Detective Special way back in 1927, and they effectively rewrote the entire manual on concealed carry revolvers. This was a 6-shot wheel gun chambered in .38 Special, rocking a 2-inch barrel, giving plainclothes officers the firepower of a duty gun in a package you could vanish under a tailored suit. Law enforcement detectives loved them. Armed citizens adopted them instantly, and Hollywood cemented this snub nose into the fabric of American gun culture. Colt kept these D-frame revolvers in production for over 60 years, churning out millions of them. The reputation never wavered. It was tough, it was dependable, and it was built like a bank vault. Pros: it is the definition of compact and concealable firepower. The .38 Special cartridge has a proven track record for reliability on the street. The mechanics are simple and rugged, capable of taking a beating. Cons: you are limited to 6 rounds only. That 2-inch barrel creates a short sight radius that makes precision shooting a challenge. And depending on the generation, that double-action trigger pull can be heavy enough to require serious training. If you look at the market today, a clean Detective Special is trading hands between $600 and $1,200. Just remember, you are holding the blueprint for every snub-nosed carry gun that came after it. Number 6. Walther PPK. Let's rewind to 1931. Walther introduced a platform that would become the absolute icon of the pocket pistol world. The PPK was sleek, it was compact, and it was engineered with that tight tolerances German gunmakers are famous for, usually found chambered in .32 ACP or .380 ACP. This little blowback auto is best known as the preferred sidearm of James Bond. But looking past the silver screen, this gun has serious historical weight. During World War II, German officers carried these as status symbols. When the war ended, thousands of them crossed the Atlantic in the duffel bags of American GIs who wanted a war trophy. The PPK brought a true double-action trigger system to a concealable pistol format, and the fit and finish were simply ahead of their time. Pros: you get top-tier German machining and engineering. It has a slim profile that disappears on the body, and it carries worldwide recognition and cool factor thanks to pop culture. Cons: the calibers are considered anemic by modern self-defense standards. A 7-round capacity feels very limited today. And if you have ever taken one apart, you know the disassembly can be trickier than modern polymer guns. Right now, collectors are paying anywhere from $1,200 to $2,800 for the right model. Number 5. Browning High Power. In 1935, John Browning's final stroke of genius changed the handgun world forever. The Browning High Power was the platform that normalized the double-stack magazine, putting 13 rounds of 9mm on tap, back when most combat pistols were topping out at 7 or 8 rounds. Over 50 different nations adopted this pistol for their military and police forces. It has the unique distinction of seeing combat on both the Allied and Axis sides during World War II. The High Power was famous for its slim grip radius, natural balance, and pointability. Both soldiers and civilians respected it for its combat effectiveness. Pros: that 13-round capacity completely changed the standard for service pistols. It is battle-proven in conflicts on every continent. In the hands of a capable shooter, the accuracy is exceptional. Cons: it is a single-action-only design, meaning you have to carry it cocked and locked. It lacks the drop safeties found in modern striker-fired guns. And the magazine disconnect safety gave the trigger a gritty feel that shooters have complained about for decades. Current market value is sitting solidly between $1,000 and $2,200 depending on the vintage. Number 4. Colt Python. When Colt launched the Python in 1955, they weren't just making a gun, they were making a statement. Critics and enthusiasts called it the Rolls-Royce of revolvers. This .357 Magnum was built with hand-fitted internal parts, and the craftsmanship created a smoothness that other factories just couldn't replicate. You had that aggressive ventilated rib on the barrel, the full underlug, and Colt's royal blue finish that was so deep it looked like liquid water. Early models had a polishing job that made them look black in the right light. Shooters raved about the buttery smooth double-action trigger pull. Collectors knew immediately that this was the peak of revolver manufacturing. Pros: the accuracy is pinpoint, suitable for bullseye competition. The aesthetic is striking and remains the gold standard for beauty in steel. The trigger action feels like glass breaking. And as an investment piece, it is basically blue-chip stock. Cons: the price tag has gone stratospheric. The heavy steel frame makes it a burden for daily carry. And if the timing goes out, you need a master gunsmith to tune it properly. If you are looking to buy one, expect to pay between $3,500 and $8,000. If you inherited a 1970s Python, you are holding an asset worth more than a decent used vehicle. Number 3. Smith & Wesson Model 29. Smith & Wesson dropped the Model 29 in 1956, chambered in the mighty .44 Magnum. Overnight, it claimed the title of the most powerful production handgun on the planet. Built on the massive N-frame chassis, this revolver was designed to tame a cartridge that most shooters found absolutely punishing. The recoil on this beast is not for the faint of heart. But when Clint Eastwood, playing Dirty Harry, looked into the camera and called it the most powerful handgun in the world, demand went through the roof. Retailers couldn't keep them on the shelves. That Hollywood connection guaranteed the Model 29 a permanent seat in the Hall of Fame. Pros: at the time of its release, nothing could match its stopping power. The early pinned and recessed models feature incredible craftsmanship. The cultural fame ensures it will always be desirable. Cons: the recoil is brutal and makes extended range sessions painful. The sheer size and weight make it impractical for concealed carry. And feeding it a steady diet of .44 Magnum ammo is going to hurt your wallet. Today, you are looking at a market value between $1,800 and $4,500. Number 2. Colt 1911, a one World War II edition. The Colt 1911. A one is not just a weapon, it is a tangible symbol of American grit during the darkest days of the 20th century. This .45 ACP slab side fought its way from the devastation of Pearl Harbor to the surrender in Tokyo Bay. The A1 modification introduced a shorter trigger, the arched mainspring housing, and cuts behind the trigger guard to improve ergonomics over the original 1911. But here is the kicker for collectors. Colt wasn't the only one making them. Companies like Remington Rand, Ithaca, and even Union Switch and Signal churned these out by the hundreds of thousands. This mass industrial effort armed our troops, and the .45 ACP round gave them stopping power that put enemies down fast. When you hold a genuine World War II-era 1911, you are holding steel that stormed the beaches of Normandy and hacked through the jungles of the Pacific. Pros: the reliability is rock solid and forged in the fires of global war. The historical significance is impossible to quantify, and you get the raw authority of the .45 ACP cartridge. Cons: it is heavy steel, making it a chore to carry by modern standards. You are limited to a 7-round magazine capacity, and the single-action manual of arms requires training that modern shooters often lack. Market value varies wildly, running from $2,800 all the way up to $12,000 for rare manufacturers like Union Switch and Signal. So ask yourself, is that war relic in your closet worth more than the car in your driveway? Number 1. The original Colt Single-Action Army. We have reached the summit, the revolver that defined the American frontier and the expansion of the West. The Colt Single-Action Army, introduced in 1873. Chambered in .45 Colt, this six-shooter earned the nickname Peacemaker. It wasn't just a tool, it was the standard sidearm of an entire era. Cowboys, sheriffs, outlaws, and the U.S. cavalry all bet their lives on this mechanism. We are talking about legends like Wyatt Earp, Wild Bill Hickok, and Bat Masterson. These men carved their names into history with this exact design on their hip. Colt's production quality in the 1870s and 80s was simply world-class. The 4 clicks you hear when you cock the hammer, C-O-L-T, is the sound of history. Just recently, a single-action army authenticated to Wyatt Earp sold at auction for over $500,000. Pros: It is the ultimate piece of Americana and firearms history. The balance and pointability are arguably perfect, and the quality of those early production years is unmatched. Cons: it is single action only, so you must manually cock the hammer for every shot. Reloading is a slow process, feeding one round at a time through the loading gate, and it has absolutely no modern drop safeties. Current market value is staggering. You are looking at $15,000 on the low end, up to $500,000 or more for a documented piece with provenance. So there you have it. 7 pistols that started life as working tools and evolved into serious financial assets. Check your serial numbers, because you might be sitting on a fortune without even knowing it. If you enjoyed this deep dive, make sure you smash that like button, subscribe to the channel for more content, and drop a comment below letting me know which one of these you would take to the range. Stay safe and keep training.